It is Friday. Let's see. I think we're gonna. It's pushing through right now. Waiting for it. I think we're live. Yep, we're looking good. What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Friday, March the 4th. Man, it's already March the 14th. I mean, what happened? Just yesterday was January 20th. We're about to be 2 months into this wonderful presidency. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you haven't already, please bless me by hitting the thumbs up, sharing this video. Please help me out. Share the video. Today is Friday. It is open line day. I will be taking your phone calls, and let me put the number up on the screen here for you. For everyone who wants to call in, there it is right there, 319-527-3453. Now, last night I saw this video and I want to share it with you, and I'm going to let a couple people get in here. But I saw this video last night with Crockett, and she's on there saying that Republicans, MAGA Republicans, I don't think she said MAGA Republicans. I think she said just Republicans. I don't remember. I'll play it for you here in a second. I only looked at it one time, so I got to play it again. I'll play it. But anyways, Jasmine Crockett said that Republicans regretting their votes. Now, this is the main reason why I put it on the title in here. Republicans regretting their vote. I want to hear from you. Do you regret your vote? If you're a MAGA Republican, conservative, or even an independent, or even a Democrat that voted for President Trump, I would like to hear from you and let me know that you regret your vote. I mean, it's a valid question. Now, last night when I created my producer, she saw it. She go, "No, we don't." Obviously, I don't regret my vote for President Trump. I'm so happy with President Trump, what he's done so far, and there's so much more to come. We're not even just over the halfway mark of the first 100 days, and President Trump has done more than Joe Biden did in his entire career. So the number's up, 319-527-3453. Give me a call. Tell me what you think. Did you back out on President Trump? Do you regret your vote? I really want to hear from you.
Nobody regrets their vote for Trump. Now, I can see how people would regret their vote for the Democrats and the way they're behaving.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I understand some people are probably like, questioning like some of the things that Trump is doing, like how soon is it going to take effect? Is it the right thing? Like tariffs and stuff, there's been so much fear mongering out there. There's been fear mongering about Doge and getting rid of Medicare and stuff, which the Republicans have been putting out the message that that's no such thing. They're not going to get rid of Medicaid. The only thing that's happening in Medicaid is they're getting rid of the fraud. But the Democrats, I think that under Trump, the Democrat, the hand from the Democrats to what you call state media is even more obvious, because all of a sudden we see Congress saying, "Oh, they're going to get rid of Medicaid," and then you hear the news saying, "Oh, they're going to get rid of Medicaid." You know what I mean? Like we're seeing it almost in real time now. Not that it wasn't happening before, but I think people are just paying more attention to it. Don't you think?
Oh, about what's going on?
Yeah, like they see how the messaging of the Democrats is so consistent. It's like propaganda. Like they all say the same things. We showed yesterday how literally when they were talking about the CR bill, before they actually decided that they were going to vote for it, we saw all of them, literally 50 people in Senate, all Democrats, all tweeted the same exact thing.
Yeah, and this was after.
It's like they're the
this was after.
They're the
parrots.
party of parrots.
Yeah,
that's party of parrots.
And the interesting thing, this was after even Stephen A. Smith was complaining about them all doing the same video. They're all sitting in the office doing a video, same talking points. And then they all did copy and paste and put the same thing out there. Democrats don't have original idea. They don't have any original ideas. Okay. Look, the phone line is open. Y'all call me. And look, even if you didn't regret your vote, because I don't regret my vote, you can still give me a call, 319-527-3453. And you can even call me and tell me why you think that they're saying that Republicans are regretting their votes. You can even call me and tell me that as well. Okay, let's go to the phone call. We got a phone call?
Yes, we have Jeff from Ohio.
Hey, Jeff, thank you so much for the call.
Hey, Will, how you doing?
Man, it's Friday. Blessed. God is good. And I don't regret my vote at all. Do you?
No, I do not. I voted for Trump in 2020 and obviously 2024. I am so conservative that when he ran in 2016, I admit I did not vote for him. I voted third party, a Constitution party. A lot of times people say, well, you throw your vote away when you vote third party. And I get it. I understand all that. But that lets you know how strong my conservative convictions are, that I thought that, he was a New York Democrat. He was going to come in and ruin the Republican Party. So I didn't vote for him in 2016, but I voted for him. I saw he did such a good job when he was got in his first term.
Yep.
So I voted for him in 2020. Then they stole the election. And but then I voted for him in 2024 proudly. And no, I do not regret my vote for Donald J. Trump.
Well, I voted for President Trump in 2016. And of course, I did in 2020 and I did in 2024. And I don't regret voting for him any time. So, and the Democrats right now, they're constantly, all of them out there, constantly trying to say, and this is like their new talking point, their new narrative, trying to convince us as MAGA Republicans, conservatives, Christians even, that we should regret our vote, but we don't. They're regretting that we voted for them. I mean, that's where the regret comes in for them, because we don't have any regret voting for him, because he's done a phenomenal job. What do you think about President Trump's first, within his first 100 days with him? What do you think about his job performance so far?
I think he's smoking, and that's what the Democrats are afraid of. He's going to govern as a constitutional president, and that's what they're afraid of.
Yes.
Let me ask you, Jeff, do you know any Democrats that are looking at this and going, man, I wish these Democrats weren't acting like this? Or do you know any Democrats that have said, you know what, I like what Trump's doing?
No, I don't know too many Democrats who like what Trump is doing. My family, a lot of my family members are Democrats, and many people I know are Democrats, people I go to church with, and no, they're diehard Democrats, and they don't like what Trump is doing, but it doesn't bother me. I've always been one of those stand on my own guys, a stand alone kind of guy. So I vote him for my convictions. I think he's doing a great job.
Yep.
Yeah.
No president is perfect, but my goodness, really, did the Democrats did they want Kamala Harris?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they really did.
Oh my goodness.
Ask all your friends and family.
I think they just lied to themselves. So they lied to themselves so much that they were willing to go with her because of their hatred for President Trump. They can't get past their hatred for him. So they I used to say this too, that the Democrats, if they could willfully, knowingly vote for the Antichrist over President Trump, they would. As long as it's not Trump. As long as it is not Trump, they would vote for the Antichrist, knowing that it is the Antichrist. That's how bad they are.
Yeah, they are. It really is a misguided. No, it's just evil. The Democrat organization is an evil organization.
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%.
Now, again, I know there's a lot of people that I know who have been brainwashed to think that the Democrats care about poor people, black people, and all of this stuff. That's a brainwashing. But the institution itself, the Democrats, they've been evil since their inception, way back in the 1800s. They've never been good. You hear a lot of people go, Well, this is not the old Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has changed. No, they were in favor. They were for slavery. They were for Jim Crow. They were the party of Jim. They were. Now they just turn their guns toward conservatives, Christians, the Constitution, America, and all of that. But the Democrats have always been. The Democrat Party itself has always been an evil institution.
Jeff, thank you so much for that. 100% correct. And I've been saying that too. The only thing that has changed, that people are starting to be aware of what the Democrat Party is truly about. That's the only thing that changed. The old Democrat Party, what people talk about, they didn't know. They just had this perception that they were believing the lies. Oh, they're for minorities. They're for women. They're for the small businessman. They're for the working class, which is a bunch of BS. And now they're actually, everyone sees their true colors. So, well, hey, Jeff, thank you so much for the awesome call.
And one,
go ahead.
One more thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm a 63-year-old black guy, and I've never been a Democrat. I've always been. I voted for Ronald Reagan in his second term in 84 or in 88. So I've never voted for a Democratic politician except for like the local mayor, and I did that regrettably. But I haven't. A lot of times people think that you're a black guy, you must be a Republican because
oh my
of
goodness,
Trump. I'm
yes.
like, no, I've been a registered Republican and a conservative for 40, 50 years. So,
wow.
Did you have did you have an influence in your life that made you Republican? Because usually the influence within, cultures is, it's passed down from parents or family. Did you have somebody influence you to be a Republican at a young age?
No, I would say a biblical influence. I'm a Christian, I'm a teacher, but I also study history. I read history, I read primary source information, but my Christian beliefs heavily influence my conservatism. I always say I'm a Christian first, then I'm a conservative. And so now the conservative or the Republican Party, they more align with the views that I have already held and developed over my years of studying and research.
Well, amen.
Well, amen. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Because most of my family members are Democrats.
Yep, so, same here.
They didn't influence me.
Same here. I have family members right now that won't even talk to me any longer because they see that I'm supporting President Trump. And you know what? It's actually bigger than Trump. I mean, they can't see past Trump. And I keep trying to tell them, I said, look, the issues that we are seeing, that we're experiencing in our country is actually bigger than Trump. Trump's not going to be there forever. It is bigger.
Correct.
And they can't look past it. There's they start looking at other stuff and then they go right back to Trump. Then they start seeing something else and they go right back to Trump. And then they justify all of this other wicked stuff because they've been told the lies about Trump. It's really wild. It's really wild. Well, hey, Jeff, thank you so much for the call, sir, and have a blessed weekend.
Thanks, Will.
All right. Take care.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so Santa, before we go to the phone calls, I just want to play this video for you really quick. Now, this gentleman I'm showing here on the screen, I don't think this is Jeff, just to be clear. But I want y'all to listen to this young black man here. Listen to this.
The Democrats are sinking, and I don't mind. The Democrats are sinking, and I don't mind. The Democrats are sinking, and I don't mind. It's about damn time.
I love that so much.
Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love it. It is about time. It's about time. We got another call, Shannon?
Yep, we have Patrick, also from Ohio.
Hey, Patrick, thank you so much for the call. What do you think? What do you think? Wait, hold on. Do you regret your vote?
Oh, heck no. Oh, no. No, I'm thankful that I had the chance to vote.
Yes, sir.
And I'm thankful that where I live, I live in a small town, only 2,000 people, the best town in the world, the greatest people I've ever seen. No, I can't even describe how decent the people are in this town. But, yeah, it was an honor to vote there. Everybody was very courteous, polite, patient. I knew it was on the up and up. I knew my vote was going to count, and that meant a lot. But this thing with Trump being bought, this is nothing new in our in our history. You think about, okay, what do you think, okay, when was it Thomas Jefferson said, hey, let's buy the Louisiana Purchase? Was it him or I may be wrong, and I can imagine they're going, are you crazy? Why would you want to do that? You know how much money that is? And look what a boon that was. Okay, same thing with Alaska. Oh, my, what, are you nuts? Buying Alaska? What in the world? What good could that ever be? Well, militarily, strategically, resource-wise, everything, it was a boon to the country. So, you know, and think of every bold move of every president has always been criticized, and mainly by the Democrats, who, by the way, it was a party started by people who originally loved the idea of having slaves, okay? And the Republican Party arose because of the Democrats, and they wanted to keep their slaves. And the Republican Party was the start of the Republican Party. People forget that. But anyway,
yes.
So
you know, let me jump in really quick, because you make a really good point. A lot of people, especially, a lot of people today, for some reason, they think that the Democrat Party was, you know, created for all people, which in case that wasn't, they were pushing slavery, like you mentioned. And the Republican Party was actually created so black people could have representation. And a lot of people don't know that.
Well, you've got to remember, I love history. It's been one of my main passions in my life. Every civilization I can think of, I have studied. So, you know, but I wanted to tell you, that last man had a song about Trump. And I wanted to tell you that I had a Trump. I sang something when Trump got into office. Did you know that, Will?
Say that again. Say it again. Say it one more time.
Oh, yeah. Okay, when Trump got into office, I sang a little song, too. You know that? Yeah, it goes like this. Blue skies, smile at me, nothing but blue skies from now on.
You know, it's blue skies. You're singing Blue Skies, and then, you know, the left, they created that app called Blue Sky.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's I have to thank my ex-girlfriend Melody. She sings. She's fantastic, but she got me into Alex Jones, who, bless that man, he is a national treasure. And anyway, so she got me into, my eyes were closed. I never took this stuff into it, but she opened my eyes, and boy, oh boy, once you go down the rabbit hole, it's just like in Alice in Wonderland. Look out.
You know what, Patrick? Once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. I mean, you can ignore it. I mean, because there's a lot of people that you can show them the truth, and they'll just look the other way. They'll want to put on blinders. But once you see the truth, you can't ignore it. And that's what happened with a lot of people. And you know what? That's kind of what happened with Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he was, before he's even admitted it, that he was all the way on the left. He was a total leftist. And then they started presenting stuff to him, and he was like, wait a minute, because, you know, you can't build rockets and not look at everything, look at all the data. And see, that, I guess that's where his problem came in, because he's building rockets. You have to look at all the data. And then when he saw the data, he saw how evil the left is. And look how they're attacking him now.
The interesting point, Will, he is so brilliant, and he had a lot of the ideas that Tesla had, who was another brilliant. Oh my, I can't even be gone. He got railroaded by the system. But
did we lose him? I don't hear him. We lost. Sound like we lost him. Okay, well, if we get him back, we'll bring him back on. Okay.
So it looks like we lost you, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Well, while we're waiting, I got some more information I want to share with you. And so let me show you for everyone that's just tuning in, the reason why I titled this, "Do Republicans Regret Their Votes?" Now, we already know that Republicans don't. You know what? We know Liz Cheney doesn't regret her vote because she didn't vote for President Trump. Same thing with Adam Kissinger. And I would go on a limb and say Dan Crenshaw didn't vote for President Trump too. And he still calls himself a Republican. All these people still call himself a Republican. And they don't regret their votes because they didn't vote for President Trump. Now, everyone who voted for President Trump that I know of, none of them have regretted their votes. And the reason why I titled it that way, so hopefully that you'll call in and tell me, if you do, maybe you're the one for the exception that you voted for President Trump and now you're regretting it. I would like to hear from you. I really would. But Jasmine Crockett, listen to what she says about Republicans. Now, look, she's a total Democrat. I mean, she's a total wicked Democrat. But she's telling us that we're regretting our vote for President Trump. I mean, how does that work? Typical liberal. Listen.
What do we think about how the people who voted for him are viewing the moment we're in?
I think that there's a lot of regret. I think that the sycophants, there's nothing that you can say about them. Like there is a real cult that is taking place. And
you hear this? There's a real cult. They constantly love to say that we're in the cult. But wait a minute. Isn't it the cult that tells everyone to say the exact same thing? When they do a video, they all do the video on the exact same thing. Isn't that what you call a cult? Or when they put out a what is it? A memo on X, isn't that a cult? Isn't that what a cult is?
And they follow their leader and they believe whatever he says and they're just going to get in line. And then there are those that are like, well, wait a minute. Like, why is it that I don't have health care? But the billionaires are still having like multi-million-dollar weddings. Like, why is it that I'm not going to be able to go to college, or my kid isn't going to be able to go to college, or I'm not going to be able to eat because they're getting like, wait a minute. What is the point of this? Like, what is happening?
So she's complaining because billionaires can still have a really, really nice wedding. I mean, I'm a little confused.
You know what? She's a millionaire right there now. Now, ever since the election and ever since she's been talking like this and pushing propaganda, she's become a millionaire.
Yeah, she's become a millionaire.
Has a master's in college. She really has not impressed me with any new ideas.
No, she's like AOC.
Victimhood for the black people. But you know what, Will? People are seeing this. This is plastered across the news today. 50 House Dems railed for political puppet show after making identical social media posts. So yesterday, and Elon Musk actually showed this on X, there was a whole bunch of Democrats that went on there, and about 50 of them shared the same exact thing.
Copy and paste.
About the CR bill.
And then, but they have the audacity to say that we're in a cult.
Yeah, to say we're in a cult. Yeah.
You know, exactly. I almost put that in the title.
You know what?
I almost put that in the title, but I think more people want to participate in, giving me a call about, do you have any regrets? I'd like to hear from you. Do you have any regrets? Yes or no? Give me a call, 319-527-3453.
It's very evident that we're the party of ideas.
And common sense.
And common sense. When you hear the congressmen and the congresswomen and talking about what they're doing and what their ideas are, why they support something or why they don't support something, there's a thought process behind it, right? There's not this is just the party of, the Democrats are just terrible people. Their leader's a tyrant. I mean, that's what they say, but there's no substance to why they don't want something. It's all the same thing. We hate Elon and Trump because they're rich. We feel like they're taking advantage of their position.
But they're
not protecting the American people. But yet, out of the White House, there's one great idea after another coming out.
Oh, yeah. But you notice
Biden was in
president. And you notice they didn't say anything about Jeff Bezos. They didn't when he's pouring money into them. They didn't say anything about Mark Zuckerberg. He's pouring money into them. They most definitely never say anything about their god Soros. Long as they're pouring money, their money god. They don't say anything. It's all up in the air for that. Well, let me share something else with you. Do we have a phone call? Because I have a video that I want to share that's kind of long. But if we have a phone call, we'll go to the phone call. We got a phone call?
Let's go to the phone call. We have Rhett66. It says from the Foxhole.
Hey, thank you so much for the call.
Morning, Will.
Morning.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. What is your first name?
On Foxhole, it's Rhett66.
Okay. Awesome. What do you think? Do you regret your vote?
Well, no, that's the. I said nobody's gonna call you.
That's right. Thank you, Brett. That's what I'm talking about. He came up with that title, and I'm like, Will, come on now.
Well, we've had we've had 3 wonderful people call. Even Rhett 66 here. We got 3 wonderful people. You've been the 3rd wonderful person to call me. No, I know.
You opened it up.
Okay, yeah.
We all know Crockett is foolish, right? Right? Am I not right?
Right. Okay, so I wrote in the comments that Crockett's got it all wrong. We are not a cult following Trump. Trump is following us. So
I like that.
Yep.
He has his pulse on the American people, more than any other president.
Yeah.
I feel like he actually talks to people. Like he's circled people and rallied people together. He's brought people to a table and he says, tell me what you think, tell me what you feel, tell me what you need. That's how people become successful, right? Instead of agenda saying, I'll pay you to push this, he's saying, forget those agendas. Let's actually give the people, the American people, what they need to survive in their everyday lives and how to become successful. I love Trump. I think he's such a genuine and unique person. And I think he has such amazing ideas. Some of the best ideas that any president could possibly have. Seriously.
Right. Well, because he's not a politician. He's a businessman. He's coming from it from a different perspective. He's using logic, and sometimes you have to be tough in business, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah. And you know what? And you're right. President Trump got a mandate from the American people, and he is implementing this mandate. And we want him to flip the tables. We want him to change what the system has done. We want him to recreate the federal government in the image of the Constitution. That's what we want.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And in the image of God. I mean, let's have peace and let's get this going. Why can't everybody just live their lives the way, it's supposed to be? Why do you have people that have to come in and ruin it for you? And the politicians do that daily. And oh my goodness, Jasmine Crockett, she's going to get hers though. Karma's going to bite her and hit her with the ugly stick. And and I can't wait. I'd like to say I won't rejoice, but I'll be dancing.
Yeah. You know what? I think the reason why they're trying to elevate Crockett, because I think they have a potential of pushing her for 2028.
There's no way.
I mean, I'm just saying. I think that's the reason why they're trying to do it. And, because they still want a woman, right? They're still going to try to push for a woman. And I believe that if a woman ever becomes president of the United States of America, it's going to be a conservative woman. It's not going to be, I don't think anyone's going to go with a Democrat president. I just don't see it because of the wicked ways.
Do you think that's possible, though? I mean, granted, most of the left have Trump derangement syndrome so bad that they can't see past it to see the good of anything.
They can't see anything that's good. You're absolutely right. Prime example is with DJ Daniel when President Trump was doing the address to Congress. DJ Daniel was recognized by President Trump, and they couldn't even clap, stand up, nothing for this young man because they could not see past President Trump. Their hatred for President Trump prevented them from doing it.
And their hatred also allowed them to lose their souls because they have none. If you can't stand up for a 13-year-old cancer survivor, for police officers who have lost their loved ones, gave their lives, for any number of heroes that used to be heroes, and it was so spiteful and it was so immature and it lacked decorum to beat all. I've never seen anything. Well, I have, when Nancy Pelosi stood behind Trump and tore up his State of the Union speech.
Yeah, that was something.
little Miss Queen Bee there has shown the way of what they can get away with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're just out of control. They're like a bunch of bullies who are now kind of being bullied but playing the victim.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, hey, thank you so much for the call.
And it's Rhett66.
Rhett66. Thank you so much, Rhett.
Yes.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Hey, you guys have a great. You too. Bye.
Right, take care. Okay, Shannon, I want to talk about this really quick. And for everyone, the phone line is still open. I already know that conservatives, Republicans, MAGA extremists like myself, we have not regretted our vote against President Trump. But I just want call me and tell me why you don't regret your vote for President Trump. I'd like to hear that too. But there's this thing with this guy at Columbia, and it's Mohad. How do you say it? Is Mohad? I think that's Mahad, whatever. He was going to Columbia, and while he was going to Columbia, he's basically saying, eradicate America. He was actually advocating for violence. He was rallying people to prevent Jewish students from going to class. I don't care what student you are. If you're preventing people from look, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Just let me go to class. That's what it should be. Just allow me to go to class. Well, their objective was to prevent just Jewish students from going to class. Like this is the, 1930s Germany. It's pretty ridiculous. But now this guy has a lawyer, and they're screaming that what he was doing, talking about eradicating America, just being really despicable, that's free speech. Now, mind you, he's not an American citizen. He's a visitor here on a visa. And you're here visiting, and then you think you're going to come here and rally people against America. How does that work? I think his visa license should be revoked. He should be sent back home. And if he has wife and kids here, don't separate the family. They can go with him. It's really that simple. Well, listen to his lawyer, of course, runs over to the Communist News Network to put it out there saying, well, this is about free speech. And of course, she leaves out all of the inciting violence that he was doing against America and, of course, Jewish people.
I remember back in the day, because I am seasoned, as we call it in my community, when the ACLU actually stood up for the rights of the KKK to speak their piece in public and to take part in protests or marches. In this instance, is the First Amendment the main crux of this? Is this all about the First Amendment, according to the way you all see it?
Absolutely. Hold on, let me bring this up really quick because, she brought in talking about the KKK, the Democrat KKK. See, the Democrat KKK was an entity that was created in America by people who were born in America. The Democrat KKK. Okay. They were not here on a visa. They didn't fill out the application to come here to the country. They were already here when they created the Democrat KKK party. And it's the same Democrat KKK party today. So the ACLU coming to their, to the challenge or coming to their aid about their freedom of speech, it is freedom of speech. When they were talking about black people, the way the Democrats were during that time, they still kind of do it behind closed doors, but they want everyone to believe that they're the opposite today. But yet they're still American citizens. So as an American citizen, you get to say whatever you want. You just can't go in the movie theater, as we all know, and scream fire. You can't do that. It's the same thing here. This is what they're leaving out. And of course, they're trying to say, well, no, this is just about freedom of speech, nothing more. Listen.
See it.
Absolutely. This is all about the First Amendment, and it's all about due process. They kidnapped this man, this young student, father to be in any minute now, based on an accusation that he has the wrong political ideas, and he has expressed them. And this isn't just about him. This is a shot across the bow. This is a message to every university in the...
Are y'all hearing this? They're saying that they're going after him because he has a different political view.
That's ridiculous. He
Are you hearing
called
this?
For the extinction of the United States of America.
Wait a minute. Oh, listen, y'all hearing this?
And then he organized people to rally against the United States, and he's
100%.
pro-Palestine and Hamas.
And that's my point. She conveniently leave that information out about what he was saying, like a good Democrat. Always leave out the key details so people would not know the truth in the matter.
They always wrap crap in pretty wrapping paper.
Exactly.
You know, and say, here's your gift.
Yeah, listen to this.
Country. This is a message to every member of the faculty in any university, to all the students. It's an attempt to bully the universities into submission. It's an attempt to bully and intimidate students from speaking out, faculty from speaking out.
Okay, what about the faculty and the students that were bullied by these people, by a few people? People wanted to go to class. They wouldn't let them go to class. They were locking people out. They were harassing students. Literally, Jews were in certain areas and they would lock them in and they would say mean and nasty things to them. But that's okay. That's okay.
See, I purposely didn't let you see this video.
You always do this to me. And but you know what? Really, it's the liberal news and people like her that do this to me.
Yeah, I mean, but listen what she's saying. And you know what? The same thing. You know what else?
True.
You know what else comes into play here? Look how they're bullying people at Tesla dealerships. That is straight up trying to bully people to try to get them to change their minds about who they support.
You know what?
Trying to bully Elon Musk to stop doing what he's doing by exposing all the wasteful spending, all the fraud, and to not be on President Trump's side. They're trying to bully him to stop doing what he's doing. And she has the nerve to sit there and say that this is bullying because he's out here calling threatening action against America.
Yeah.
Really?
What the Republicans do is they hold people accountable for the wrongdoing. There are consequences when you aren't doing the right thing. And they say when you hold people accountable that, they're innocent. They're so innocent. The victims we don't care about. We only care about the people that cause them to be victims.
Yeah, exactly. Listen.
And it's an attempt to bully the rest of us into being quiet and going with the administration's program. Last I heard, we were a democracy. This attempt to quell free...
And for the last time, we are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. Now, do we utilize democracy at the state level? Absolutely. But the country is a constitutional republic. And she's not just talking about something at the state level. She's talking about the entire country. They always do. I mean, they always try to convince everybody that we're something that we're not.
Speech is absolutely terrifying. If they can disappear somebody for doing nothing but having ideas that the...
Oh, wait a minute. Are you hearing this? What happened to the people on January the 6th of 2021? What happened to that? They disappeared a lot of people because they had different opinion. Didn't even do anything violent, but they disappeared them. This is what you call a total hypocrite. 100%.
Government disapproves of. It should be terrifying to everybody.
It appears in the language that the government is using is that they use this word align with a terrorist organization because they have deemed, of course, that Hamas is a terrorist organization. Is that enough? In other words, there is one thing to have a terrorist organization paying you and you're doing their bidding. It's another thing to use the word align. Is that enough for them to use that?
They're actually saying that he's a danger to our foreign policy. And that is not enough. That is not only not enough, that is the American way to protest, to have dissenting views, to express it. That's what makes America great, actually. It's what used to make America great, and it's something that we all have to stand up and speak out against, the suppression of free speech. We have to protect and cherish free speech for everybody living in this country. That's the law of the land. That has been the law of the land for hundreds of years.
You know what I find this really stands out to me with all of this? Because Democrats, they don't like freedom of speech. They really don't. Unless you are believing and thinking the way they want you to think, they don't really care for the Second Amendment. the First Amendment, the third, especially when the First Amendment comes when I get to say what I want to say. How many conservatives do you know that were censored, blocked because of their free speech? Democrats didn't see any issues with that at all. She's a lawyer. Where was she when conservatives were getting censored left and right? And it's still happening today.
Yeah,
it's still happening today. Now, President Trump said during the campaign, I'm still hoping that it's going to come at some point. He's talking about a digital bill of rights, because I am sick and tired of not being able to say what I want to say when I'm on certain platforms in the United States of America. I'm sick and tired of it. If I go to a grocery store and I'm walking up and down the aisle and I'm having a conversation with somebody and somebody walks past me and they hear my conversation and then they go to the management and say, well, you know, they're talking about, and that has nothing to do with the grocery store that I'm in. Not talking about anything, doing anything wrong to the grocery store, but just talking about different, you know, I could be talking about sports or politics in this case. I can be talking about my support with President Trump, but the person walked past me in the grocery store, down the aisle, go to the store manager. I don't like their conversation. I think you should ban them from this grocery store, the grocery store being the platform. Is that right? Absolutely not. Or if I go to a restaurant, I'm sitting at the table and I'm having a conversation with the people at the table with me, but the people next to me, they hear my conversation. They don't like the conversation. They go to the manager and say, well, we don't like their conversation. And the store manager can be like, well, we can have you move to another seat. But the people that's sitting next to us said, no, we want to sit here. You need to make them leave. And what's been happening is that the manager, the grocery store, these restaurants, they come to us sitting at the table, minding our own business, and they make us leave and they ban us from the facilities, be it Facebook, be it YouTube, and be it used to be Twitter. Is that right? We need a digital bill of rights. 100%. Does that make sense?
And by the way, this lady is talking about constitutional First Amendment rights. This person's not American. That is not extended to them. They don't have rights. They are a visitor on U.S. soil, bashing the United States and threatening, saying that they want to extinguish it. Now, if a visitor came in your home and you let them in and you said, yes, I'll pay for your shelter, I'll pay for your food, and then you start and they start bashing you and saying that they want to get rid of you and they don't care about you, are you going to let them stay as a visitor in your home? Of course you're not.
No, not at all.
Green card people, visa people, they do not get our constitutional rights extended to them. I'm sorry. She just really irritates me. And she's supposed to be a lawyer. She knows this. Come on. These people, this is what's annoying.
This is a liberal lawyer.
These
are liberals.
Know better.
These are
but
liberals.
They want to change, just like the Bible, people want to change the meaning of it.
Yes.
They want to change the meaning of our Constitution.
They want to change what it is to be a Christian.
They think that our Constitution extends to the world. Just come here. We extend our Constitution to everybody in our borders.
Well,
no,
and to be clear, everybody on the planet has the right to free speech.
That is true.
That is a God-given thing.
But when you're a visitor here,
I know everyone has, but you can come. Wait a minute, you can come to the United States of America and you can say what you want to say. But as soon as you start saying that you want to eradicate the United States of America, you got to go. If I come to your house, people may like me. And I come to your house and then I start talking about eradicating your home. You're going to be like, you got to go. It's plain and simple. You're welcome. Hey, you got to play. You got to do right. But if you start doing this when you're openly supporting a terrorist organization like Hamas, you got to go.
And he was organizing. Non-peaceful.
Yes.
Violent.
Yeah. Listen to the rest of this. There's only like a couple of seconds.
We need to protect that. And this administration only believes in free speech for their ideas.
He is now being held in Louisiana in an ICE detention. I know that there are court hearings that are upcoming. We will stay in touch to find out exactly.
So this administration only agrees with free speech when they agree with it. I mean, this is rich. This is absolutely rich. I've known people to put Bible scriptures on Facebook and then come to find out Facebook have banned them from putting Bible scriptures, or they'll say that it's disinformation. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And again, you know what it makes me think about? When I lived in California, I would go to these different events. There was pro-American, pro-Trump rallies, what have you. And I'll never forget it, because the first time I went to a major event was in the Battle of Berkeley. And I'll never forget it that these trans Tifa members, they were holding these signs that said, "End free speech." And I'm like, I'm really confused right now. Because, see, they call themselves liberals, and the whole point of them calling themselves liberals because they say that they're for liberty. Well, no, they're not. And this was like me, like in the beginning stages of me doing anything, speaking up. And I'm like, man, look at all of this. And it was just really wild. And they're holding signs saying "End free speech." These were radical liberals holding these signs. These people don't care for free speech. They don't want anyone to have free speech. I had never seen anything like it. Well, here's something I want to share with everybody, because I saw this video with Owen Schroyer where he was talking about how Pam Bondi and even Kash Patel, none of them were addressing the issues of the Teslas getting burned up, how they're destroying these charging stations throughout the country. And all of these liberals that are doing this destruction, they're the ones screaming to get rid of gas vehicles and you have to get in the EV. This is what they were 100% trying to intimidate Elon Musk and anyone associated with a Tesla to stop supporting Elon Musk. And just because you go buy a Tesla doesn't mean that you're supporting Tesla. Or I'm sorry, that you're supporting Elon Musk. You might buy a Tesla because you like the Tesla truck. I kind of like that truck. I'm just going to be honest with you. Some people don't like it. My producer doesn't like it. I like the Tesla truck, especially the new one. I can't afford one.
Well, the new one does look better.
But, if I could, hey, if Elon wanted to give me one of the new Tesla trucks to ride around and do my videos, I'll take it. No question. I'll take it. But listen to Pam Bondi, because there's a video that's came out, a report with Pam Bondi actually talking about what they're going to start doing with people that are terrorizing dealerships or just terrorizing, attacking people for driving around in a Tesla vehicle. Now, before, these liberals, they used to attack people for wearing a MAGA hat. Y'all remember that? You couldn't go you have to be really careful. You kind of like watch your six. Because the evil Democrats would attack you if you're just wearing a MAGA hat. Now they're attacking if you're in a Tesla vehicle. Listen to this.
We have people we're locking up on that. We have someone in jail right now from one of the dealerships. They threw a Molotov cocktail through a dealership. They're looking at up to 20 years in prison. So if you're going to touch a Tesla, go to a dealership, do anything, you better watch out because we're coming after you. Wow. And if you're funding this, we're coming after you. We're going to find out who you are.
So even if you're funding this, we're going to come after you. Now, again, I'm the biggest one when you're out there talking. She said they got one arrest. Okay, you got one arrest. I don't want any talking. I don't care for her to come out and tell us what they're going to do, what they're planning on doing. I can't stand that to no end. Not when you are in your position. The position that she's in, she should come out and do it. She should come out and say, we've arrested this person, and the people are funding it. We've arrested this person and this person. We've indicted XYZ. That's what I want to hear. So then we can talk about that. I don't want to talk about what she's possibly going to do because it just might do it. I mean, she said they're going to do it, but at this stage, it's still just them talking that they might do it. That's the problem that I have. And a lot of people agree with that. I mean, people need to start getting on board. They need to start getting on board about doing and going into action, and then allow the news and everybody else to start talking about the actions that they're taking place. As far as I know, she goes into the office, sit on the phone and say, what are we doing? I don't know what she's doing. I mean, I really want her. I want her to be successful. I want her to be the the best attorney general this country's ever had. I really want her to be successful, but I don't know what she's doing other than coming out and saying that we're going to do X, Y, Z. I'm tired of the talk. Stop talking and start doing. I mean, really. Stop talking and start doing. It's a major thing with me. Let me share something else with you because, I truly believe that the Democrat Party is collapsing. And they have no sense of direction. They don't have a leader other than Satan. And I'm talking about a leader that's, walking around with us. I mean, walking around that they can go look at like Nancy Pelosi or Hakeem Jeffries or Obama or Hillary Clinton. They don't have a leader right now. They don't. Who's y'all put it in the comments because it's not Obama. It's not Kamala Harris. It is not Hakeem Jeffries. And it's not even Chuck Schumer, apparently, because you got the Democrats. They're passing the CR. So who is the leader of the Democrat Party? But when you listen to nut jobs like the guy here, Carville, listen to what he's saying, because he's trying to say because what President Trump is doing, it is basically destroying the country. But what he's really saying, because what President Trump is doing, he's fixing all of the damage that the Democrats have done. What he's really saying is that President Trump and his actions are actually destroying the Democrat Party.
I'll be very serious. I'm 80 years old. I think this is the most serious crisis that this country has ever faced. I think the entire idea of the United States is in jeopardy. I really do. I think it's fundamentally that profound a problem. And I think if the Democrats act clever, act determined, understand where they stand this moment in history, I think that it would be very successful.
You referenced Prime Minister Macmillan. Events are what tell the story. What are the events that you're pointing to, James, that give you this concern of where we are?
The debt ceiling. They're not going to get the votes. And they have to go to Hakeem. All right? We just need to be quiet. They're going to have to stack arms because they're not going to have the votes. They're not going to have the votes to have $4.5 trillion in tax cuts and do all the things they want. And so,
but how does that make it a bad situation?
I don't know that it's a bad situation.
Well, you said it's never been in crisis like this. What's the crisis?
We have a president who is siding with Belarus and North Korea and Russia.
Are you hearing this? So because President Trump is not wanting to go into conflict with North Korea, conflict with Russia, conflict with these other countries, he's siding with them?
I mean, you have to be, as a leader.
I mean, how is that you're siding with them? Because you don't want to go into conflict with these countries.
I mean, that's
I don't want to go in conflict with Russia. I don't. President Trump doesn't either.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Carville, he's got a whole bunch of alcohol over his right hand shoulder there. He needs to maybe drink some and chill out.
Or maybe not so much. You know?
You know what the real problem is? Is he's even saying it. He's like, what do you do? He's like, they need to go to Hakeem Jeffries. They have no leader. What's in crisis is not America. It's the Democrat Party is who's in crisis right now at this point. And they all know it. And I think they fear the elections coming up. Especially, and we said it before, if the tariffs, well, I'm not going to say if, when the tariffs start working and America starts getting more rich. Actually, it's interesting, Will. For the first time in a very long time on Facebook, they put a lot of ads and stuff in there. Just yesterday, I saw 4 different organizations, hospitals and stuff, promoting job fairs. I haven't seen that in a long time. One of the job fairs was for manufacturing jobs here in the area. And I thought, wow, when you say, I don't see anything happening yet, I do see things happening. It may not be on the grand scale yet, but as soon as people start getting hiring and these things start rolling, we're going to see huge change. I say it'll take about at least a year where everybody's like settled in and everything starts taking effect. And, you know, right now, Trump's in negotiations with everybody. He's been there not even 2 months. He's negotiating everything to make America great again. You had the guy from Canada here this morning, the guy that said he was going to shut off the electricity and, you know, he was going to
tough guy.
Tough guy. Well, this morning he comes out and he's like, man, I had such a great meeting with Lutnick, and, you know, I appreciate him not rushing through, and we had great ideas that will benefit both of us. And he said, America is family, and totally different tone.
You know, they all come out really tough against President Trump, and then all of a sudden, they change, they flip after they have the conversation with President Trump because they know they're not dealing with a weak leader. Hey, let me say thank you to Filter Dog on peel.net. Thank you so much, Filter Dog, for the pills. Thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate it. You are a blessing. Thank you so much.
I don't even think it's just Trump. I think Trump has really circled himself with some amazing, smart people.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me say this too.
Marco Rubio's impressed me here lately. Like, I didn't even think he was that strong, or, you know, like, he really didn't impress me. But here lately, I'm like, wow, like, he's really impressing me.
Filter Dog says, Democrats, and thank you so much for putting it in there correctly. Democrats have no solution to offer. That's 100% true. They have no solution to offer. None at all. And you know what? You know what they're actually saying right now? Maxine Waters. Have y'all seen this? Maxine Waters said that President Trump is pushing us towards civil war. Have y'all seen this? I'm like, why would she say this?
Now, of course, this is a Black House Black Caucus leader.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it right there.
They're
right?
in a party retreat.
Yeah, listen to what she says here.
I think she drank too much.
What does Trump expect? Oh, I believe he expects violence. I believe he expects confrontation. I believe he's working toward a civil war.
Really? So why would President Trump expect violence? Is he expecting violence from the left, or is he expecting it from the conservatives, Republicans on the right? I mean, the left, look what they're already doing at Tesla. Look what they did at the Trump Towers already. Look how violent they are being in the streets already. I mean, it's not that you have to expect any violence. We don't want the violence. They're the ones doing it. And is she putting it out there like subliminal? I mean, what's going on here?
And what is this I feel I think crap?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
come to the microphone with some facts.
Yeah, they don't have any facts.
I feel
and
I
listen,
think.
And listen to this one. Sorry, Shannon. Listen to this.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Because we're going to run out of time. Yeah. Scott Jennings, because they're bringing up talking what Maxine Waters was talking about is Trump is pushing it for, is Trump trying to push to a civil war? Like, she's putting a threat out to President Trump, possibly? Well, listen to Scott Jennings.
Why bring it up? I mean, she's hardly the first Democrat to bring it up. Hakeem Jeffries said earlier this year, we're going to fight in the streets. Anna Presley, Jasmine Crockett, other members of the Democratic conference have continuously alluded to violence because they're so angry about the Trump agenda.
I think it's unfair to say that they're alluding to violence. When Jeffries was saying that, he was talking about going to the streets in protest,
he said
which
fight
is
in the streets.
It's a political fight.
That's clearly not the context.
You can defend it,
but if Trump uses the word fight, everyone loses their minds.
I want to remind you both.
Yeah. You see that? They want to jump every single time. If President Trump say fight, oh my goodness, you hear what President Trump said.
But they are in the streets.
They take it that President Trump is inciting violence when President Trump says, be peaceful. Go home in peace. They received that from President Trump as President Trump calling for violence. And the Democrats, when they actually are calling for violence, and you say, anytime you tell someone to go out in the streets and fight, that's not them going out there being peaceful. That is not what that means. But of course, the Democrats, being who they are, they want to try to manipulate everyone and believing that that's all that it means. Just like this guy, Columbia, calling for violence, but he's just exercising his First Amendment rights. He's being peacefully. He's assembling peacefully. No, there's a difference. Common sense at some point needs to kick in. It needs to kick in. But Democrats don't have common sense. None at all. None at all. None at all. Hey, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for all of the wonderful phone calls. If you would, please go to my website, uniteamericafirst.com. And if you're watching on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, Peel.net, and even X America News, please share the video. I greatly appreciate every last one of you for tuning in. You can go to my website, uniteamericafirst.com, and you can support me there. You can bless me by supporting me monthly or just one time. And I even have my physical address right there. So this just goes out to all of you liberals that are trying to get everybody swatted. There's my address. I recommend you don't do it, though, because apparently they're going to come and get you. So you might want to rethink about it. Rethink it. Rethink it. Right there. UniteAmericaFirst.com. Support me right there. And on the front page, you can see where you can sign up for the free newsletter right there. God bless you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a blessed, wonderful weekend. See you on the flip side. Take care.